And with Luck and a Fair Wind, we are live. Wonderful. Hello, everybody. Oh, thanks for joining us on New Year's Eve. That's amazing. I don't expect this is going to be a particularly long scenario, but it's definitely going to be a bit of a weird one, and I've never done anything like this before. So bear with me. I hope it's going to be fun. I hope it's going to be fun to watch. I hope it's going to be fun to play. I've got my trusty walkie-talkie attached to the main house down there. I've got people looking out for things happening in chat and stuff. Oh, hi Penny. Hi Mama Penny. Thanks for joining us in chat. Aloha. So I've got this trusty walkie-talkie that will squawk and beep if I do anything wrong, basically. So I'll just leave that there. Right. How's everybody doing this evening? Happy New Year. Happy New Year's coming in about 4 hours' time. We could do with seeing the back of 2020, can't we? So without further ado, I'm going to choose a couple of characters for this scenario, and then I will read the scenario, because this evening's scenario is a very special one. It's been written by one of our fans and one of our dear friends, Steph Wyeth, and she has written The Black Gem. Steph, when you're rewatching this, or if you turn up in chat, this is markedly different to what we spoke about, but it does utilise the sort of mechanics that you were talking about. So, first of all, right here, you will see a thing on the screen saying "moving in darkness." Fear not; it's not as complex as it looks, and I'll explain all that as and when we're using it. And this thing right here, that's the dice cam, so you can see what's happening over there. Okay, so let's get some bones into the dice cam to make sure you guys can see it properly. There we are. God, that'll be the best roll all night, that as well. Never mind. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose a couple of characters out of the 5 base characters that come with the Gorgon's Loch, and we're going to sort them out with starting health points and all the rest of it. And then I will read you the Black Gem scenario. Some of you may already notice that there's someone in the start room. Can you see this someone in the start room? Well, this someone is a member of the Queen's Guard that is not an enemy for this particular homebrew scenario. So that's a first already. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work out which of the which 2 heroes of our 5 are going to be joining us for the adventure. So I'm going to roll 1d6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I roll a 6, I'll re-roll. Pretty simple. 3, 1, 2, 3. Ragnar Agathorn is our first hero. Congratulations, Ragnar, or indeed commiserations, depending on how it goes. There's your 3 lives. There's a bit of shopping space. Lovely. Right, the next one, I'll roll 1, 2, 3, 4. If I roll a 5 or a 6, I'll re-roll. The second and final adventurer joining us this time is... Oh, it's Julius Farcleaver. A rare outing for our mutant character. Okay, Julius, bring it on. Now, Julius's specialist skill is Luck. If he manages to activate his specialist skill, then he gets to search through the search pile, hunt down any single card he wants and take it, and then we shuffle the pile and put it back. For this particular scenario, with it being a homebrew, we have every single enemy in here, so that's the goblins and the wild hounds right up to the Gorgon Queen herself. We've chosen Ragnar Agathorn, who's going to start here, and Julius Farcleaver, who's going to start here. So we'll pop these heroes away for another day. That thing on the screen there you guys have got already. I'm going to pop this, which is the same thing, in the same orientation on the table, just so I can remember what direction to do things in. But again, you don't need to worry about it yet. I'm just going to pop it, if I pop it right there, that's not too confusing, is it? In fact, if I do it there, then I'm not going to block out your words that say moving in darkness. Okay, great. So, without further ado, and let's read the scenario. So, this is The Black Gem by Steph Wyeth. Thanks very much for writing this for us, Steph. We very much enjoyed twisting and turning it around so it fit our game system. If any of you guys would like to write a couple of 100-word scenario using our game system as well, essentially any piece of narrative that has something to do to complete a mission that uses the give, take, use, fight, search and move mechanic, then you go ahead and send that in, and we'll see what we can do over the next couple of 3 months, and we'll get it written up and we'll come and play it with you. So The Black Gem by Steph Wyeth. Notorious black marketeer and member of the Queen's Guard, Trug Orwentarth has a mission for you. A mission for which he is prepared to pay you handsomely. Hello, brave adventurers. Take this black gem. Oh, here's a black gem, look. Take this black gem deep into the Loch and find the magical transmuter. Once placed inside, along with any 2 magical scrolls, the transmuter will take 3 full turns to transform the black gem and scrolls into 4 much more valuable gems. Bring them back to me and I will gift your party 200 gold pieces and allow you to keep any treasure you might find along the way. There's a small catch, but I don't imagine it'll be a problem. None of you are scared of the dark, are you? After 3 full turns in the transmuter, the black gem and scrolls are replaced with 4 valuable gems which you must take back to Trug in the start chamber to claim your reward. And here's the small catch. Darkness. When held, the black gem forces the whole Loch to be shrouded in magical darkness for every other turn, beginning on the 2nd turn. During these turns, enemies and player characters are affected and must follow the following rules. Number 1, do not roll for action points during a dark turn. Number 2, move a single square according to the random movement generator, using 2d6 to determine your direction. Number 3, if you come into contact with an enemy or another character, you must attack them. This happens only once per dark turn. North, or up, is the direction at the top of the screen. I'm hoping I'm sort of pointing at it now. Yeah, as seen through Twitch. All players and enemies follow these rules for 3 full turns before returning to normal, and the first player rolls for action points. Success. And then I'll read the success bit, if indeed we get to success. So, what do you think of that? It's not a dark turn yet, we have light. But we're about to set our characters up and head them off into the Loch. First of all, who's got the black gem? Ragnar or Julius? Odds for Ragnar, evens for Julius. So Julius starts off with the black gem. Fair enough. I'll give these a good shuffle. I'm sorry about the super bright lights on my hands and stuff, guys. It's just to make sure the table's looking good. And I hope it is. Way! Throwing cards all over, look. Put those on the bottom. Nice big cut, and away we go. So, first of all, we're going to roll for starting health points for Ragnar. 4, not great. Starting action points for Ragnar. 9, that's more like it. Okay, so, with these 9, I think the first thing he's going to do, 1, 2, that leaves him with 7, and now obviously we have to populate this room because we've got 2 spawn points here, so let's do that. And it is both of them. So we've got skeleton number 5 and skeleton number 2 join us straight away in the Loch. Skeletons number 5 and 2. There we go. I've got 7 action points remaining, so I'll use 2 of them to move 1 square and attack the skeleton. 8. It only has 2 health, so even if it was to roll a 6, it can't survive that, so that's an insta-kill. Skeleton 5 leaves the building straight away. There we go. And with the remaining 5, I think Ragnar's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and he's going to use them all to spawn whichever enemies we've got to plough through anyway. So there's up to 4 enemies here. I'll just roll 1d6 to populate them. 6, that's all 4. Okay, so we're starting the Loch with a lot of enemies. 1, Harpy number 1, Queen's Guard number 2, Harpy number 4, and Goblin number 5. So little Mambo joins us again. Harpies have 3 health points. Queen's Guards have 3 health points. And little Mambo has a single health point. Right. Harpy number 1 goes on spawn point 1. Queen's Guard number 2 goes on spawn point 2. Harpy number 4 goes on spawn point 3, and Goblin number 5 goes on spawn point 4. We're not going to populate 5 or 6 enemies because there's only 4 spawn points in the room. Let's rock on through. So that's the end of Ragnar's turn, with 4 health, surrounded on all sides by powerful enemies. Easy now, Ragnar. So in comes Julius. This is the very first turn, remember? Then the enemy will have a turn, and then we have our very first dark turn. So we'll see how this is going to work out. So Julius is going to roll for action points and gets 7 of them. Is that enough to take out that skeleton? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it is not. So the first thing Julius is going to do is search 7 to 6 and finds the Scroll of Death, an extremely powerful scroll. He's going to search again, finds the white key. Some good treasure, that's worth 5 gold pieces by itself. Third search yields a small health vial, leaving him with 4 action points. Now that small health vial, he's too far away from Ragnar to give him it, so that's not going to be useful this turn. So we've got 3 action points remaining. Let's go for a 4th search then. An empty scroll, and with our remaining 2 action points, it's going to move 1, 2. So that's the player turn. Now we're going to go for the enemy turn in the order they were spawned. So skeleton number 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, in fact, skeleton number 2 only need move 1 square and can diagonally attack Ragnar, which is precisely what he's going to do. Ouch! Scores 11. Ragnar's only got 4 health. He scores 9. Look at that. So Ragnar's 4 is reduced to 2. Oh no! Harpy number 1 is going to attack now. It requires 2 of its movement. It attacks with 2 dice. Again. Scores 8. Can Ragnar survive this with 2 action points? With 2 health points? Yes, he can! 12. Awesome. The next enemy is the Queen's Guard. Has a movement of 6. Won't need them all. 1, 2, 3 is all it needs. Unfortunately, the Queen's Guard attacks with 3 dice and scores a survivable 9. But if Ragnar rolls a 7 or below, he's dead. And he rolls a 5. Ragnar's out of there already. 1 death counter gone. An absolute vicious beasting to death by the Queen's Guard. And Ragnar is back in the start room, wafting around, waiting for his soul to be brought back to life. So now we start the second turn. And with it being the second turn, it's our first dark turn. So what happens on a dark turn? Well, as the instructions given by Steph and ourselves dictate, instead of rolling for action points, we move 1 square in 1 random direction, and then if we're anywhere near an enemy or another player, we attack them. So we roll 2d6. There's only the enemies finish their turn because, of course, the Harpy is. Oh, you know what, guys? I'm terribly sorry. I made an error there. The Queen's Guard was the 3rd of 5 enemies spawned and killed Ragnar Agathorn, meaning that there's a Harpy and a Goblin still to go. So the Harpy now is going to take its turn. 1, 2, 3, 4 that's as close as it can get because its movement is 5, so it can't pass through and land past any enemies. But of course it's going to drift to its nearest player character. Now that Ragnar's dead, every enemy's nearest player character is poor Julius. Next, of course, Goblin number 5, or Mambo. He's going to jump 2 squares towards. Now that's the end. Now the dark turn begins. So, the first thing we're going to do is go all the way back to Ragnar. And Ragnar is going to roll for his starting health points to get him alive and in the room. That's better. So now he's going to start with 9. And now we're going to roll 2d6, not to determine action points, but determine what direction he stumbles once we start him off in the run, if indeed he can. 5. According to that, 5 is is in that direction, so he is in fact going to stumble one step toward Julius. Now he's adjacent to Julius, but because of the magical fog, he doesn't know it's Julius, so Ragnar is going to attack Julius with 2d6. Anne-Marie, hi, thanks for joining us. Yes, you joined us just after the explanation. We are currently in a dark round. And what that means, dark magic attached to a black gem that our brave adventurers are trying to take to this transmuter to turn into great riches, has shrouded the whole Loch in magical darkness. This happens every other turn. We've got a light turn and a dark turn. We're currently in a dark turn. What the dark turn means is we roll 2d6 to determine this noughts and from this noughts and crosses board that you guys have got on screen. Whatever score 2d6 is the one square direction we stumble blindly. If we stumble adjacent to another player or character, we have to attack them because we don't know it's a player or character. These guys are in the dark at the moment. So Ragnar has just randomly stumbled into Julius, but he doesn't know it's Julius, so he's going to attack Julius. Okay, does that make sense? So here so he's going to attack Julius. For 5, Julius is going to defend. For 4, so Julius does actually lose a health point there. Interesting. Wow, yeah, that's a really weird mechanic. We've had a player killed all the way back to the start. Now we've had a player character attack and wound another player character in a totally collaborative game. Steph, this is a really good scenario. Well done. Okay, so that's Ragnar's turn. Now it's Julius Farcleaver's turn. Yeah, thanks, Anne-Marie. It's a bit of fun for the new year, huh? So now it's Julius's turn. Which direction is Julius going to stagger? 4. So Julius is going to stagger according to this. Julius is going to stagger in this direction diagonally, which luckily for Ragnar takes him away from Ragnar's adjacency sort of surroundings. So he's got nothing to attack at all. That's the end of Julius's go. So now it's the turn of the enemies. So skeleton number 2 is going to stagger in this direction. This is very interesting. Harpy number 1, who is here, 6, can't stagger in that direction, so we'll simply attack those adjacent to it. So she's going to attack the Queen's Guard. This is really cool. So we've got Harpies attacking Queen's Guards. Okay, so Harpy's going to attack with 2 and score 10. The Queen's Guard's going to defend with 2 and score 6. The difference is 4. The Queen's Guard only has 3 health. So the Harpy has just killed Queen's Guard number 2. I'm gobsmacked. That's brilliant. I never thought we'd have enemies taking enemies out. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. Obviously not for the Queen's Guard's family. Right, okay, so that's Harpy number 1's turn. Now it's Harpy number 4's turn. Watch yourself there, Mambo, because you are right behind that wildly flailing in the dark Harpy. We're going to roll 2d6 to determine what direction it goes. 8, and it is indeed going to drift directly towards Mambo and attack him. Oh no. Okay, attacks with 4. Mambo defends from the darkness with a single d6. Oh, and does survive. Go on, you Mambo. Wonderful. So now it's Goblin number 5's go. Goblin number 5 is going to roll to see what direction it randomly staggers in the dark. And it staggers, diagonally away from the Harpy, meaning that it's got nothing to attack, so it's not going to. That's the end of the first dark turn. What did we think of that, guys? Looks quite fun. So now, Ragnar's rolling for action points. He gets 9 of them. 9 action points. We've got to get to this transmuter. We've got to get that gem to that transmuter. And we've got to survive. Julius has 6 health points. Ragnar has 9. Ragnar could almost take the black gem off him, actually. I want to save the Scroll of Death in case we pull the Queen out. So with those 9, what we're going to do with those 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll leave Ragnar with 3. He's going to attack that Harpy number 1. Oops. With 7, the Harpy's going to respond with 11, so it's fine. Got another 2 attacks left if we need them, and attacking the Harpy again. This time with 11. The Harpy responds. Ah, it's dead, surely. Yep, with 3. So there goes the Harpy. Harpy number 1 is out of there. That's the Harpy that killed the Queen's Guard, I might add. Really cool. Didn't expect that, Steph. Thank you. Well done. Okay. So now I've got a single action point left. Can't do anything with it, so I'm just going to step back. And now it is the turn of Julius. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the final action point is going to attack Harpy number 4. Oh, with 12. So the Harpy's got to roll more than 9 to survive. And it rolls a 4, so it's out of there. Some really powerful enemies dropping like flies. Amazing. Okay, so that's the end of that turn. Yep, that's all our heroes have used all their stuff. So now it's the enemy turn in the order they were spawned. So we've got skeleton number 2 here. He's just going to drift a couple of his 3 movement and then attack Ragnar. For 6, Ragnar defends. For 8, so he's fine. And now Mambo, with his 2 movement, is going to move toward Julius, and with a single d6 he's going to attack and scores 5. Julius with 2 d6 defends and scores 9. So we're fine. So we start the next dark turn. Ragnar begins. What direction is he going in? 10. He's going diagonally this way. He cannot go diagonally this way. So instead, because he's got someone adjacent to him, he's going to attack them. Luckily for him this time, it's an enemy. Attacks with 4. The enemy defends with a single dice. Oh, and gets a 1. So takes out skeleton number 2 in the dark. Nice moves. Nice moves. Skeleton number 2 leaves the arena for a moment. Lovely. Right. Next is Julius's turn. What direction's Julius going to move? 7 is a stagger diagonally that way. He is adjacent to Mambo number 5, so he's going to attack. With 6, it is survivable, but not with a 1, it's not. Goodbye, Goblin number 5. Yay. Our adventurers just took out the 2 remaining enemies in the dark. That's sweet. That's the end of the darkness round. We begin another light round. 8. So, Ragnar first, rolling for action points as normal. 9 of them. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no spawn points in this corridor, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm just clearing the way. Now we are Julius. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to use his 5th to give Ragnar the black gem. Now, fair warning, if any of our adventurers during this, because it is New Year's Eve after all, if any of our adventurers are killed while holding this, this simply drops to the ground where they fell, and it will cost the other player character a single action point to pick it up. I'm not going to send it wanging all the way down to the bottom of the search pile. Okay, so Ragnar now has the black gem. There are no enemies on the board. However, okay, so that was Ragnar's turn. No, it wasn't. Sorry, that was Julius's turn. I'm so sorry. So so that's it. That's the end of the light turn. On to the dark turn. Ragnar is going to stagger 1 square to his right. And unfortunately for Julius, that puts Julius adjacent. He attacks Julius with 3. Julius defends with 9. He's fine. Now it's Julius's go. He's going to stagger 7. Yeah, he's going to stagger again, adjacent to Ragnar. He attacks with 6. Ragnar defends with 5. So Ragnar actually takes damage. And I need to keep these guys apart, don't I? I definitely need to keep these guys apart. Right. That's the end of the dark turn. On with the back to the light. So, go Julius. Julius is killing Ragnar. What's going on? I suppose Ragnar did just nick the black gem off him. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on here. Right, Ragnar for the light turn. 10 action points. I'm just going to steam on in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've only got 1 magic scroll between us. We need 2. That's an empty scroll he picked up. That's not a magic scroll. When we get here, we need to put the black gem and 2 magic scrolls in here. So with Ragnar's final action point, I'm going to search. Yep. Okay. Is that someone on the? Sorry, just bear with me, guys. This just made a noise. Is that someone on the radio needs help? Hello.
Query on the chat.
Tactically, should they be keeping their distance from each other as the dark turn nears? Yeah, that's what I've just said, Anne-Marie. Yeah, absolutely. I've just realised that these guys should be keeping. Yeah, that's the query, right? Over. That's the query, right? Over. That's the query in the chat. Over. Is it from Anne-Marie? Over.
Correct.
Gotcha. Yeah, just dealing with that now. Good stuff. So, yes, Anne-Marie, I definitely tactically should be keeping my distance at the moment because if they're staggering a single square and then attacking anywhere adjacent, of course, I don't need anywhere near, you know. Right, okay. So where are we? Oh, don't lose it, Dan, don't lose it. I've just moved away. We've just done a single search. The search was another empty scroll. It's not a magic scroll. So that's the end of Ragnar's turn. Now it's Julius Farcleaver's turn to roll for action points. 12, that's plenty. So with 12, I will mark 11 and search. Oh, so Ragnar found the empty scroll. Haha, you didn't spot that, did you, chat? Ragnar just found the empty scroll. So, although it's not useful, he found it, not Julius. So Julius is going to search. Finds a clay pot. Search again. Finds a gold piece. Search again. Finds a scroll of death. That's 2 scrolls of death. That's enough, but that's an extremely powerful couple of scrolls to just sort of bin. So with the 4th search, damn it, I knew it. An enemy. So I need to spawn an enemy, and that enemy is Harpy Number 3. It's a powerful enemy. So Harpy Number 3 has just been spawned in front of Julius. However, Julius does have plenty of action points remaining. So Julius has rolled 12 action points, searched 4 times, scroll of death and a couple of bits, so now has 8 action points left. So obviously going to use one to attack the Harpy. With 9, the Harpy defends with 10, so it's fine. Second attack on the Harpy, 7, second defense, 5. So it takes a couple of hit points damage, but it's still there. Its third attack, Julius's third attack, 9, the Harpy's third defense, 8. So there we are. It only had a single health point left, so we managed to nibble it to death. 1 Harpy down. Okay. Harpy number 3. There you go. So now we've got 4 action points remaining for Julius. I'm thinking Julius hangs back here until we find out how many of these 6 enemies we're going to spawn. Because if I spawn 1, he may as well keep this corridor open for on the way back. So with that in mind, and with 4 action points remaining, 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to attempt with his final action point to spawn the sorry, he's not going to spawn. He's going to attempt to activate his specialist skill, which is Luck, which means that Julius can go through the search pile as and when she requires and choose a single card, if indeed she's lucky enough to activate. So, double 6. Ah, it was not to be, Julius. It was not to be. Okay, that's Julius's turn. No enemies on the board. Dark mode. Ragnar drifts in this direction, thereby spawning the enemies, whether he wanted to or not. He's not going to be unlucky enough to spawn an enemy adjacent to him, because they're only going to be landing on one of these 6 spawn points, but he could be about to spawn 6 enemies. Let's have a look. 3, not so bad, I hope. Harpy number 2, Wild Hound number 3, and Skeleton number 9. Not as powerful a crew of enemies as they could have been, so fair enough. Fair enough. Right, so Harpy number 2 goes on to spawn point 1. Wild Hound number 3 goes on to spawn point 2. And Skeleton number 9 goes on to spawn point 3. Okay, that's Ragnar's Go in the Dark. Now it's Julius Farcleaver's Go in the Dark. Roger, go ahead.
I see the ghost has arrived in chat, but is only getting buffering.
Oh dear, Ghost, I'm really sorry to hear that, man. That's going to be your connection. I'm looking at our connection now. We haven't dropped a frame. We're 60 FPS and we're full 100% connection, man. So I'm really sorry. That sounds like it's going to be weather. It's going to be East Coast US weather related, I fear. I'm really sorry, man, but I will get the recording of this up for you. So yeah, no worries. I don't know why I'm telling this down the intercom, but you are also picking it up here, right? Okay, so I shall carry on. I shall press on, Ghost. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year to you, and yeah, we'll get this on the pre-record. Okay, so that was Ragnar's turn in the dark. Now it's time for Julius to do some dark staggering. 4, that takes him in that direction, as you can see. And that's just going to drift him over there. No enemies around, no characters around. Happy days. Oh, cheers, Ghost. Yeah, the dice cam was, yeah, nice touch, right? It's not actually this dark, by the way, Ghost. We're currently in a dark round. I'll explain to you in a second. So, so that's the end of Julius's turn. Now we go to the enemy turn, which happens after the player characters. So all this stuff is going to be happening in the dark. So, Harpy number 2 is drifting in that direction, causing no harm to anyone. Wild Hound number 3 is drifting in... Oh, can't drift in that direction because that would take it through a wall, so it stays where it is. Skeleton number 9. 7. That drifts away from the combination lock. That's good. So that's the end of the dark turn. Da, 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 da. Let there be light, and there was. So here comes Ragnar rolling for action points. And he's got 8 of them. 8 action points is enough for him to dive into that room, throw the 2 magic scrolls and the black gem. Ah, I see the problem here. 'Tis Julius that has the black magic scrolls. Okay, so Ragnar's just rolled 8 action points. What are you going to do with them, Ragnar? I think you've got to go for the most powerful enemy. Ragnar is carrying the black gem, so with 8 action points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will place the black gem into the transmuter, leaving him with 3 action points remaining. Even if he's killed now, and he already has been, by the way, even if he's killed, he's now placed the black gem into the transmuter, and there it will stay. So, so I'm happy now to use these final 3 action points to go 1, 2, and then attempt to attack the Harpy, who's the most powerful enemy in the room with me at the moment. So let's go for it, Ragnar. Rubbish. 3, and the Harpy defends with 8, so it's absolutely fine. So that's Ragnar's going the light. Here comes Julius Farcleaver to save the day. Rolling, I think we need about 17 with 2d6. He says sarcastically. 7, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to have to respawn this enemy room on the way back because it's now empty. But it is what it is. That's fine. That's the end of Julius's turn. He's used all his points. Now we go to the enemy. Harpy number 2 is already toe-to-toe with Ragnar. So Harpy number 2 is going to attack with 2 dice. Scoring 4. Ragnar defends with 8. Wonderful. So it's fine. Wild Hound number 3 is next. It has a movement of 5. So even though it's so far away, Ragnar is still definitely its nearest player character. And it's going to attack with 2 dice. Sharp teeth. 6. Ragnar defends. 4. So it's dead. No, sorry, I got that completely wrong there. I was reading the chat. In actual fact, Ragnar's just taken 2 health point damage from there. Ouch. Sorry about that, Ragnar. I'll pay attention in future. Skeleton number 9 is next. Again, poor Ragnar is right in the firing line. It attacks with 2d6. Oh, there's 1. And there's the other. That's 8. Ouch. Ragnar rolls snake eyes now. He dies. But he doesn't. He rolls 9. What a legend. Okay, so Ragnar's fine. That's the enemy turn all over. It's time for the dark turn. So, Ragnar begins. 6 drifts him toward the skeleton. So he's going to.
When you have a moment, SVP.
Just bear with me a second, guys, because the walkie-talkie thing isn't working very well. Is it about something in the chat about Ghost getting a laptop?
Are you able to do a fairly slowish and brief explanation of the light dark so that Anne-Marie, who has access to a PC, can type it into the chat for Ghost?
Yes, no worries. I will do. Right, so at the moment, guys, we are in a dark turn. This is a homebrew scenario. This is an entirely new mechanic written by one of our fans, Steph Wyeth. It's called the Black Gem, and this guy here in the start room is a black marketeer who also happens to work for the Queen's Guard, and he's called Trug Orwentarth. And Trug has given you the job of taking this black gem to a magical transmuter at the other side of the Loch, placing it in there, as Ragnar has done, with a couple of magic scrolls, which Julius has yet to do. And then after 3 turns, those 3 items are going to be transmuted into 4 extremely valuable gems that you then need to take back to Trug to get a reward of 200 gold pieces and, of course, all the treasure that you can fit in your hungry pockets along the way. However, the black gem is cursed, and every other turn, the entire Loch is shrouded in a cloud of magical darkness. As a result, during a dark turn, all the players and enemies do is stagger a single random square in a single random direction, which is what we're using this for. You roll 2d6, and depending on what number you get, I'll just do a example roll now. So let's say we roll a 8. If you look on here, 8 is in that direction. So our character, whoever we rolled that 8 for, would now stagger 1 square in that direction. So I hope that's clear. If when you stagger your 1 square, you find yourself adjacent with an enemy, or importantly another player, you have to attack them. Because you don't know it's another player or an enemy, you're staggering about in a blind and muted state in this sort of dark magical fog every other turn. So at the minute we're in a dark turn. Ragnar has staggered in the direction of this skeleton. He can't move into the skeleton, but he has hit the thing, so now he's going to attack it. Then it'll be the turn of Julius to stagger a single square in one direction to see if he or she ends up adjacent to adjacent to an enemy or a character, which of course he won't at the moment because he's all on his own. And then the enemies themselves go through exactly the same routine. They stagger a single square in the direction, in a random direction, and if they happen to end up adjacent with anyone, including player characters, they have to attack. And we've already had our players attacking each other, and we've already had an enemy kill another enemy. So this is a really interesting mechanic, Steph, and I'd really like to investigate this further and look a little deeper into this. So at the moment, Ragnar's just about to attack in the dark this skeleton. He scores 7. The skeleton can survive if it rolls a 6, which it does. So the skeleton loses a single health point, survives. Now what? Well, that's Ragnar's dark turn. So now we're going to Julius Farcleaver's dark turn. So we're going to find out what direction he's going to stagger in one square. 6 means that he is staggering in that direction, straight there. So where is he? He can't do it. He's in a corridor going in that direction, so he simply stops. There's nothing to do, there's nowhere to move, there's no enemies or characters around him. That's the end of his dark turn. So now we go on to the enemies. Harpy number 2 was spawned first. Harpy number 2 rolls a 12. The 12 will take her one direction here. Once she's gone in that direction, she is still adjacent to Ragnar, so she will attack him. Scoring 7, Ragnar defends. Scoring 7, good stuff. Now it's Wild Hound number 3's turn. It's going to stagger. 6, it's going to stagger in that direction. It's still adjacent to Ragnar, having just been in combat with him. So it attacks with Snake Eyes. Ragnar, of course, cannot fail but to defend. The third and final enemy on this dark turn is Skeleton number 9. It's going to stagger. 8 takes it in that direction. It is still adjacent with Ragnar. And it attacks with 10. Wow. Ragnar defends with 5. He's lost 5 of his 6 health points, guys. He's in bad shape. He's already died once as well. Right, that's the end of the dark turn. Back comes the light. Back comes Ragnar with a vengeance, hopefully. Let's see. 6 action points. He can't get away. He has to fight. He has to attack. So, with his 6 action points, obviously he's going to attack, and he's going to attack the Harpy first. With 11, that's great. The Harpy defends. Oh, with 10. Wow. So the Harpy survives. Another attack on the Harpy. 11 again. The Harpy defends with 8. So again, it did really well, but it has been killed. The difference is 3. It had 2 health left. Bye-bye, Harpy number 2. But, you know, put up a hell of a battle. Right. So he's got 3 action points left, but he's only allowed 2 more attacks. So hopefully he can take these enemies out. 1 attack each. Oh, sorry, that's the skeleton. 9. That's an insta-kill on the skeleton. It only defends with 1 dice. Only had a single health point left. So the skeleton is out of there. Skelly number 9. And finally, Ragnar's final attack. Leaving him with a single action point. 8. That's an insta-kill on the Wild Hound as well. It, again, only having a single health point and defending with a single d6. Happy days. Right. No more enemies. That's the end of Ragnar's turn. Oh no, he's got a single action point remaining, hasn't he? So he's going to use it to just have a search and hopefully not pull an enemy. Jock's Madness. Jock's Madness basically just drains all your action points away to 0 and your turn ends. But that was my last action point anyway, so no biggie. Here comes Julius with a couple of magical scrolls. 6 action points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's in the room. No bad guys. My characters are getting a little bit too close to each other again for the start of this dark turn. Oops. And Ragnar Agathorn is rolling for direction. 8. Straight down for Ragnar. That's fine. He's moved himself safely far enough away from Julius to not cause her a problem. This is Julius rolling for direction. 6 takes her actually one convenient step closer to the magical combination rock. Hey Terra Firma, thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. So let me have a look. Where are we? That's it. That's the end of the dark turn. So don't worry, Terra Firma. This isn't crap lighting. Ta-da! It's a light turn. So now we're wandering about in the light. Oh, excuse me. Just before I start this light turn, I have my wonderful, if rather interrupty, walkie-talkie. So let me just see what's going on. Yeah, go ahead. What's the matter?
It's okay, you spotted it.
All right, you are. Okay. So we're going to start a light turn now. So you just arrived. Terra Firma, this is what we're trying to do is get this black gem from this black marketeer, carry it all the way through the Loch, drop it into this magical transmuter with a couple of magic scrolls, which we have found. The gem's in there, but the scrolls aren't yet. And then we're going to leave it in there for 3 full turns, and then that's going to transmute this single black gem into 4 extremely valuable gems, and then we're going to take those gems all the way back through the Loch, give them to this black marketeer, at which point we're allowed to read the success stuff. This is a homebrew scenario written by one of our fans, Steph Wyeth, and I'm really enjoying it. So, the start of the light, we are rolling for Ragnar Agathorn's action points, and he has 11 of them. That's loads and loads, Ragnar. So, 1, 2... We'll leave him with 9. I'd like him to search. Oh no, he's found an enemy straight away. Whoops. Careful now. Ragnar's got a single health point. This isn't good. And the enemy is skeleton number 8. Okay. Skeleton number 8. There we are, right in front of Ragnar, because he's just found the thing. Right, yeah, I don't think searching's a particularly good idea for Ragnar with a single health point, do you? Probably not. So, he's going to attack it, hopefully take it out in 1. The skeleton has 2 health points, defends with a single dice, so we are looking at scoring 8 or more to insta-kill it. 6 isn't going to do it, so the skeleton defends. Oh, with 4, so 6 is actually going to do it. Removes both of its health points. Happy days. Bye-bye, Skelly. Now, I think I'll be a little more careful now with this. You've got 6 action points left. 7 action points left now. I'm going to take 1 step toward Julius. All trading in the Gorgon's Loch is consensual, whether you're giving or taking. So I'm going to use 2 of my remaining 6 to take these 2 magical scrolls. Then I'm going to take another step towards the transmutation machine. And then of the 3 remaining action points, I'm going to use 2 of them to place these 2 magic scrolls, which could be a mistake, because these are scrolls of death, extremely useful things, worth 50 gold pieces each, but still, it's the only magical scrolls we've got, into the transmutation machine. And with my final action point, I'm going to do a risky search just for the hell of it. Ta-da! Oh, a loose tile. Okay, so a badly fitting loose bit of stone, doesn't do anything. Happy days. That's Ragnar's turn. Now we go for Julius Farcleaver. By the way, this stuff here, it has to stay in that machine for 3 full turns. So... Right, 7 action points. What are you going to do with those 7? Well, I think Julius should start heading back now. Julius has got plenty of health points. Ragnar is at death's door with a single health point. And to be honest, if he were to die, he'd end up back here. And everything's already sitting here. So that could be a quick way back to the Loch. Now, if you'd been stuck in the Gorgon's Loch for centuries, you'd be pretty used to dying and being reincarnated. So that's interesting too. Perhaps there's a either top yourself mechanic or... Well, I mean, we might, in the next dark turn, we may accidentally drift towards each other and kill each other anyway. But as it stands, what Julius is going to do with her remaining 7 is drift back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, 6 and then use 1 action point to take this small health vial to just bolster her health from 6 to 7. There we go. That's the end. No other enemies on the board. The dark turn begins with Ragnar. Ragnar rolls a 5. 5 drifts him this way. He's standing on the transmutation machine. Nothing happens. Now it's Julius's turn. 9. 9 actually drifts him back toward Ragnar, but not close enough. That's the end of that turn. Back to the light. Ragnar, rolling for action points. 6 of them. He's going to start drifting out. No, he's got... Sorry, no, somebody's got to hang around and collect the gems when they're ready, huh? This is the second turn of the machine, so someone's going to hang around. Ah, yeah, good point. Good point. Someone's got to hang around. So, with those 6... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just going to hang around. I'm not going to risk searching. I'm not going to risk spawning anything. Ragnar has a single health point. Julius is going to get back and do a thing. So Julius is heading back now. 5 action points for Julius. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 allows her to spawn the enemies in here to see what we've got. And there's only 2 of them. And those 2 are Skeleton Number 6 and Skeleton Number 1, both reasonably low-powered enemies. So I'm not too concerned with those. That's great, although of course they do have a turn in the light after this. Skeleton 6 goes on spawn point 1. Skeleton 1 goes on spawn point 2. And okay, so that is Julius's turn. Now we go to the enemy. Skeleton Number 6 goes first, has 3 movement, 1, 2, 3, can't make it to Julius. Skeleton 1 has 3 movement, 1, 2, 3, can make it to Julius, and attacks diagonally. Scoring 7. Julius defends. Scoring 7, awesome. All good, happy days, except the enemies are quite close to our characters now as the dark turn begins. Ragnar first. This is the second turn now. Coming to the end of the second turn before this transmutation machine works. So at the end of the next light round, there's going to be 4 very powerful gems sitting there. So let's do this. Ragnar first. 5. That's going to drift him 1 square that way. Julius. 7. That's going to drift him 1 square that way. He's not adjacent to enemies. Now we're going to drift the enemies. Skeleton Number 6. Skelly 6 is going to attempt to go diagonally into the wall and can't, so simply stops. And finally, Skeleton Number 1 drifts in that direction, scoring 5. Great stuff. So that's the end of the dark turn. Back to the light. Ragnar, at the end of this turn, there's going to be lots and lots of goodies there waiting for you, my friend. So use your 4 action points. 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, 5. 5 action points to get ready to take that booty when it arrives. Here comes Julius. Ah, she's got 5. Wonderful. So 5 moves in the dark. That's going to go 1, 2. Leaving 3 action points just in case one of these attacks fails. She's going to attack number 6 first. Skeleton Number 6 with 8, killing it utterly. So off you go, Skeleton Number 6. Lovely. And we have a second attack on Skelly Number 1. At 6, it is survivable. 4, so the difference is 2. It only has 2 health points. It's out of there. There we are. Hey, Fantastic Girl, thanks for joining us. That's Gabby, everyone, by the way. New Year's Eve playing games. Can't be bad. Okay, so that's the end of Julius's turn. Julius has successfully vanquished enemies. So single action point remain. I'm just going to step out there. That's the end of the light turn. So now, right there, in that transmutation chamber, suddenly appears, although we can't see it because it's a dark turn, Yeah, Happy New Year, Ghost. I hope you hear this. Happy New Year. Let's get Ghosts. Let's get some Happy New Years in the chat for Ghost. What a legend. Joining us, getting smashed to pieces by hurricanes and illness on Christmas Day and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, thanks very much for joining us, man. You are extremely appreciated. So here we go. It's a dark turn. So the first thing we do is we work out how Ragnar's going to stagger. 6. He's going to stagger that away and does so. So he moves away from the magical gems. Julius, where's Julius going? 10. 10's going to take her diagonally this way. There's no enemies on the board whatsoever. That's the end of the dark turn. So, ta-da! Ragnar arrives in the light with 3 action points. So it's not enough to actually pick up all the goodies, but he's going to take 1 step there. And with 3, he's going to pick up a blue gem and a green gem. So Ragnar is now carrying a blue and a green gem. No enemies to kill him. He's not stupid enough to search. That's the end of his turn. Now comes Julius. 7 action points. What to do with 7 action points? I don't think I can risk repopulating this room again. Otherwise, I'm definitely going to pull the Gorgon Queen out of there and get killed. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to loiter at the end of that room. No enemies. Begin the dark. Ragnar. 6. Staggers him away again. Julius. 6. Oh, he could have actually staggered onto the lava bridge and populated the room then, because that happened to Ragnar last time. But it didn't this time. That's good. Here's the turn for the light for Ragnar Agathorn. This time he's got 9 action points. That's much better. That's going to leave him with 8. Picking up these 2 remaining gems, a red gem and a yellow gem, will leave him with 7. And with those 7, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and start getting the heck out of dodge. Now it's Julius's turn. 6, not so bad. I'm staying here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No enemies. Back to Ragnar for the dark. If Ragnar were to stagger in the wrong direction here, he could repopulate 6 enemies behind. However, he's rolled 5. 5 takes him in that direction. Luckily not diagonally that direction. So he can't move that way, so nothing happens. Julius. 12. 12 will stagger you back toward the wall. Again, you can't do it, so nothing happens. Back to the light. Ragnar. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Extremely dangerous. I need to get Julius away from him. Farewell, Ghost, and Happy New Year, sir. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wonderful. Right, okay, so we are well on our way now. Well on our way. It's the dark turn. Ragnar rolls a 12. Staggers back in that direction. Julius rolls a 7. Staggers back in that direction. No harm done. The light turn. Ragnar. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, right up against Julius there. Julius has 7 action points. So what you're going to do is you're going to populate that room. 1, 2. That leaves her with 5. I'm going to roll 1d6 to determine whether it's 1 or 2 enemies. And because that's higher than a 2, it's both. Okay, Skeletal Bowman and a Skeletal Bowman. They are weak with a single health point. However, they attack on line of sight, so these guys aren't going to move. They're just going to hammer us with arrows until we can run over to them. Skeletal Bowman number 4 and 1. 4 and 1. So number 4 was spawned first, spawn point 1, and number 1 was spawned second, spawn point 2. Right. Julius has 5 action points remaining. 1 to get toe to toe with this guy. 1 to attack. Snake Eyes. It defends with a single dice, so it could still die if it rolls a 1. But of course it doesn't. Second attack. 5. It could still survive. But it doesn't. Right, so That is one Bowman out of the way. Skeletal Bowman number 1. There we are. Health point in the health point bin. Card to the bottom of the enemy pile. Right, so we've got 2 action points remaining, and cleverly, you're going to leap out of the way like that. Just leap back out of the room. That Bowman's only got a movement of 3. It can't leave the room, so it's not going to mean that the room needs to be repopulated. So perfectly happy with that. There's the end of Julius's turn. Now it's the Skeletal Bowman's turn. Because it can't see its enemy, it's going to move. And I've just realised something rather unfortunate. 1, 2, 3. No, it can't. It definitely can't see Ragnar there. It can't see Ragnar. I was worried then because I thought it was going to be able to stand directly in front of that lava bridge. But no, it can't see Ragnar. Our single adventurer with all 4 gems to complete the thing and a single health point to do so. But luckily it cannot. So, no problem. No problem. We're fine. That's the enemy turn. That's the end of the enemy turn. So now we begin again with Ragnar on the dark turn. And our characters are extremely close to each other. I just want to make that clear now. Ragnar, 10. Floats away. Julius, 5. Wanders over. Is now in range of the Bowman for sure. The Bowman, however, is in the dark. So the Bowman, same thing. 5, it's going to drift over. No one's adjacent to anyone. Doesn't matter. Happy days. That's it. So, onto the light. Starting with Ragnar. Ragnar has 4 action points, which is rubbish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Standing in harm's way because he believes in Julius, who has 6. 1, 2 will leave Julius with 4 action points. She attacks and kills. She scores 7, single health point, only defends with a single d6, maximum is 6, so kill. So there is nothing now, nothing at all between our heroes and finding out what happens when we get back to this guy with these gems. So I'm very, very happy with that. I'm super pleased with that. So that was Julius's turn. Oh no, hang on, that was Julius's turn. It's the dark turn now. They're toe to toe, and it's Ragnar. And Ragnar drifts. Oh dear. Well, it's trying to take him in that direction, but he can't. So once he realises he can't, he's adjacent. He's adjacent to Julius, who he's going to attack. He attacks Julius with 7. Julius defends with 8. Julius is fine. But if that happens the other way round, Ragnar's only got 1 health. Now it's Julius's turn. In the dark, she staggers. Diagonally away, far enough to not attack anyone. Wonderful. No enemies on the board. Back to the light. Ragnar. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Julius. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done it again. I've done it again. They're toe to toe again. That was idiotic. I should have held back. Dark turn begins with Ragnar. 4. Oh, 4. Ragnar luckily drifts away. Now, what does Julius do? 4. Oh no. Julius drifts right next to him and attacks. Oh no, with 8. Oh no, Ragnar's got to score 8, 9, 10 or 11 or 12 to survive. 7 or below, Ragnar's dead. And he scores 6. He's dead. He's dead. Ragnar's dead. He's been killed again. This time by his own teammate, Steph Wyeth. You are a genius. This is an amazing mechanic. I love it. These gems aren't going to fall to the bottom of the search pile, guys. Don't worry. I know it's Christmas, New Year's Eve. Instead, yeah, dead. Dead. Again, terra firma. Dead. However, they're going to fall to the floor. So when the light comes back on again, whoops, sorry Ragnar. It's Ragnar's turn with his final life. Your empty scroll that you found goes to the bottom of the pile, I might add. So you're going to go ahead and start there and roll for your health points. Let's get you back in. 7 health points, could have done with those earlier. And Ragnar's action points of 7. What are you going to do with 7? Well, not a lot. So I think he's just going to wander about this room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we're going to get Julius's action points. Oh, 4. Okay. Well, Julius is going to use those 4 to pick up all 4 of the shiny, shiny gems she's just killed Ragnar Agathorn for, albeit accidentally in the dark. I know, right? Fantastic. I know. Can you imagine that? Imagine that happening right here as well, right at the very end. Ah. Okay. The dark turn begins. It's Ragnar. 4. He's going to stagger diagonally there and find himself, what do you think, guys? Adjacent to the Queen's Guard, the Trug Orwintarth, the Black Marketeer. I think in this case she's going to attack. Sorry, Ragnar. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't they attack? So I mean, he is a member of the Queen's Guard. He's reasonably strong. He might be okay. So Ragnar is actually going to attack blindly in the dark with 7, and the Queen's Guard, this Trug guy, is going to defend. Oh, with 10, so he's fine. But I mean, he's on the board and he's kind of annoyed. So now it comes to Julius. Julius has all these gems. 8 staggers in that direction, so does nothing, isn't close enough to anyone to do anything terrible. Yeah, I think the Queen's Guard is actually going to enter play now in the dark. Why wouldn't they? 8 takes them in that direction, putting them toe-to-toe with Ragnar. Obviously they're going to attack with 9. In fact, they attack with 3 dice. I'm going to have to re-roll all 3, I'm afraid, sorry. Hopefully we get more than 9. 11, thank you dice gods. And Ragnar rolls to defend. Ah no, scores 5. The difference is 6. Ragnar goes from 7 to 1 again. Ragnar is hanging on by a thread as the light comes on. And the light turn begins. Ragnar rolls for action points. And scores 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he takes all 4 gems off Julius, leaving him with 4 action points. He takes 1, 2, 1, 2, back toward the Queen's Guard, this Trug guy, and I'm reasonably sure that's good enough for the success, right? Surely. He was dead, Fantastic Girl. Yeah, they've got 3 lives. He was killed first of all before he even got into the 3rd room. Now he's back again. He got killed again by Julius, and now he's toe to toe with the Black Marketeer he's been working for. So let's read the success condition. Let me have a look. Oh, this says success ? On arriving back to Trug Orwintarth with the gems, he immediately attacks the gem holder, wanting the treasure for himself. Defeat Trug and claim victory. Oh, okay. All right, Steph, all right. That's the way you want to play it. So Trug is now going to attack Ragnar, who has all 4 gems and a single health point. Oh, no. Oh, no. So Ragnar's hopefully now going to survive another attack. Oh, it's weak. That's survivable for sure. 6. Ragnar defends. Not kidding, guys. Talking about a single action point there. A single health point there. 6 on 6. Ragnar survives. It's Ragnar's turn. Ragnar rolls for action points. He gets 6. And he's going to use the first 4 attacking if required. So give me those gems back, Trug. Okay, attacks with 5. Trug defends strongly. Second attack, 10. Trug defends. 11, oh my god. Third attack, 7. Trug defends. 5, so he's lost 2 of his 3 health points. Okay, and come on Ragnar. Come on Ragnar. 7. Trug defends. Oh, with 7 he survives. So Ragnar's going to use his 2 action points to get the hell out of dodge. Now it's Julius Farcleaver's turn. Action points. Please don't be snake eyes. It's 10. That's good. 1, 2, 3 to go toe to toe. First attack is 8. First defense is 5. The difference is 3. It's way more. Trug Orwentarth bites the dust. We've got the jewels. We win the scenario. Ragnar Agathorn, final life, his mortal life, hangs by a thread. Good scenario, Steph. Good scenario. I enjoyed that. Well done. I enjoyed it. It's, where are we now? It's 10 past 9 in the evening now, so I'm going to go and chill with Fantastic Girl and Mama Penny and the guys for New Year. So it only remains to say, I mean, we've had a flood of new backers arrive in the last week, so if any of you are watching this in the catch-up or you've popped into chat, really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Guys in the chat, Terra Firma, that is easily one of my favourite scenes. Killing all the wedding guests. Oh, so sorry. So very sorry. Oops, sorry. Absolutely, legend. It's been really fun, and this last month, running the Kickstarter and showing you guys this game again, and being privileged enough to be able to actually play this thing solo with you and run you through the various scenarios. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. So look, thanks a lot. Thanks again. Cheers for all your support this year, not just for the Kickstarter, but just in general. It's been a crazy ass year for all of us. Well done. We've made it through. Condolences if anyone's lost people. We've lost people. But we've made it, unless I get taken out in the next 3 hours. I've made it too. Let's get this done. We've got a month left to get this thing funded, so please keep spreading the word like mad. We just hit 40% funded earlier tonight, which is absolutely fantastic. But please do keep pointing people toward the link, the TGL relaunch link right there. And there we are. So again, finally, one massive thanks to Steph Wyeth for writing this kick-ass story. I really enjoyed playing it through. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. And I shall say farewell. So Happy New Year from everyone at Fantastic Books Publishing, from everyone at Fantastic Books Gaming, Fantastic Books Audio, the whole family, Lacey, Harry. We all send our love and thank you so much for your support and encouragement over the last 12 months. Let's make 2021 better, huh? And let's play lots of games while we're doing it. Thanks a lot, guys. Farewell, Happy New Year, and I'll think of you all at midnight. See you soon. Thank you.